So the very first card that we have coming up for you as your underlying energy is the Sun, which is a beautiful card. The Sun speaks about the potential for great happiness. Wherever the sun shines in your reading, it signifies illumination. Everything comes to light. Everything seems better under the sunlight. It's like everything is clear to you now. And this is underlying energy, so that it's kind of bodes well for the whole of your love life. I think if there's been doubts, if you've not been sure about how things were going, like there've been secrets maybe, or, things just haven't been clear. With the Sun energy here now, things are going to become much clearer to you during this first half of April. And what is it that you will find under the sunlight? Well, we have the Two of Cups at the heart of your reading. Now, the Two of Cups, sometimes known as the soulmate card, speaks of a perfect union where two people come together and they work perfectly together. They can be mutual support, mutual love. I mean, it is a very platonic card, but it is that kind of perfect union of two souls, of two people. It's when the perfect person seems to come up in our life. And this is a love reading, so I refer to it in a romantic sense. But I mean, the Two of Cups can come up in a business reading where you have the perfect business partner, or a friend who's like the perfect friend when you need them and they help you through a difficult phase. But the Two of Cups here, it's brilliant, especially next to the Sun. Maybe now you're starting to notice that there's a relationship here, or something that you want. Maybe you've wanted that type of connection with someone for a long time, and now you suddenly see a path to it, or you suddenly now believe that there is the potential for this. You may already have met someone like this from the past that maybe you weren't sure about how that relationship was, but now with the Sun shining down in your love life, you're able to see that relationship for what it was and for how perfectly the two of you kind of got on. Whenever the Two of Cups comes up, I'd never see it as one-sided. I always see it as two, because it's perfect. So the two people, they mirror each other. They feel the same way about each other, whether they're both expressing it at that time or not. I mean, if we look in this card, those two people, they're looking straight at each other. So there is this love, there is this connection, either with someone, like I said, someone that you knew from the past, someone that you met now, or this is where you're headed. This is the direction that you're going in. Sometimes we can even sense people like that. Like even before we meet them, we can sense that something big's about to happen in our lives. But I think for most of you, this is going to be with someone that you already know, or at least are aware of, even if you don't fully acknowledge the bond that you both have. And the reason I say that is that we have the Two of Pentacles coming up as a past energy. Two of Pentacles talks about when you're having to juggle things, when you're having to make decisions, practical decisions even, but that's still like to try to keep the balance, to try to keep all those balls in the air. But the thing with the Two of Pentacles is when it comes up, we can be so focused on the problem, which is like keeping those pentacles in the air, doing that juggling act. We can be so focused on that we don't really see what's going on around us. We're not fully aware of the big picture because we have to kind of hone in on that one problem that there is. And that's completely understandable. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how we solve things, by keeping our attention and focus on that one thing. That's how we solve those problems. But it is another two. So it feels like there's been this kind of soulmate energy around a lot of you, but you haven't seen it. But like I said, with the Sun there, that's when everything becomes clearer. You begin to see the things that maybe you didn't see before. And I'm wondering if for some of you now, you're getting an offer of some kind, or you're ready to make an offer of some kind. The reason I say that is that we have the Page of Pentacles coming up as a present energy. Now, the present energy, it's the main energy for this period. So this is going to be what you're mostly going through during this time. Page of Pentacles can indicate a student. It can, because it kind of talks about taking care of the little details, paying attention to the little details. When this is about contracts and stuff, it's about paying attention to the fine print. But pages are also messengers. So the Page of Pentacles can indicate some kind of a message, which is some kind of like an offer. And it could be to do with something practical. Pentacles are always to do with practical things, but not, this is a love life reading. So it may be that whatever this message that you receive is about, or this offer that you receive, it's about something that you hold or value. I've actually seen like the Page of Pentacles come up when someone's going to get proposed to, because obviously a ring, that's quite valuable, right? And that's something offered up, because pentacles, yes, while they might be practical, they also speak of stability, security, something solid, something that we can rely on. And I don't think it's a bad thing whatsoever, especially with that Sun sitting above this card. And you're really starting to understand, I think, what it means to be offered this, or what it means to offer what it is that you want to offer to someone else. It's interesting to me as well, though, with this Page of Pentacles, he seems to be looking over at the next card, which is the future energy, and we have the King of Swords here. But the Page of Pentacles looks almost kind of apprehensive as he looks over at the King of Swords, as if he's not sure if he should kind of offer up his pentacle to that person. But that might be you right now. I mean, I'll talk about the King of Swords in just a moment, but that might be you, that Page of Pentacles energy. It might be you and how you're feeling that right now you're fully understanding the value of your pentacle. And that could be self-value. Maybe you've not known how valuable you are, how much you deserve to be loved, how much love you have. So only now are you understanding your own value and what it is that you have to offer to someone. Or if someone's offering you something, it might have been something, I mean, with those 2 pentacles at the top, it might have been something that you didn't fully pay attention to before because you had too much going on. And now you're thinking, okay, well, if you've met someone, what is it that they're offering me? If this is a soulmate situations are not always the easiest. They can be very difficult. And there are other things that happen there, but I can't get away from the sun energy there, which makes everything easier. So, go easy on yourself. And the sun speaks of very pure joy. It's just joy. So get in touch with that side of yourself if you can. Like, look to the kind of enjoyment side of things. Have that kind of almost childish glee and joy in your situation. If you're not ready to make a decision right now, or to accept an offer, or to make one, you don't have to. But with that Page of Pentacles energy, which is like looking at the fine print, looking at the details of it, just use the light of the sun to understand this and understand how good this could be for you. I usually don't tell people to make decisions during retrograde seasons anyway. They're a good time for reevaluation, revisiting ideas, looking over, what's being offered here and understanding how it would relate to you and how if you want it or not. So there's no pressure here for you to make a decision, or to accept any offers or to make any offers, but just know that there is something on the table and it is a good idea to kind of understand it and to look at it. So this King of Swords in the future, some of you may be dealing with an Aquarius, Gemini or Libra, Sun, Moon or Rising, male or female. But for others of you, this is going to be your energy. The King of Swords he's sometimes seen as an advisor. He's very intelligent. Swords represent our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideas, all that kind of upper reasoning and that brain stuff, how we think, but also how we communicate those thoughts, how we communicate what we know. And he has a lot of knowledge. Now, I also always see the Swords court cards as always being about the truth. They speak their truth. But because it's all about thoughts and ideas, sometimes, especially the King of Swords, can come across as kind of cold. He looks like he's detached from his emotions. Now, that's not true. He feels his emotions just as much as like anyone else does. But it's just the way he communicates and the way he thinks and processes information. He comes from a very kind of logical place. Now, for some of you, this is your energy. It may be you trying to logically figure out your soulmate situation, that 2 of Cups energy that's right above the King of Swords. I was just going to say good luck with that, trying to logically understand something like that. But it could work. Maybe that's what's needed. Maybe if you've been too emotional in the past or had so much going on that now it's like a relief to be able to, let me think about this clearly. Let me try to understand what I know about this person or this situation or what I want from a situation like that. The future energy doesn't always play out during this period. It's usually afterwards, but it shows you where you're headed. I feel like for some of you, this is going to be your soulmate. This King of Swords energy is going to represent this person that you have a union with, or that, you are interested in, or that you could meet and be in that kind of 2 of Cups situation with. Maybe you have someone in mind. I feel like some of you have someone in mind, but they come across as kind of cold. So you may think that they're not interested, but remember what I said, when the 2 of Cups is there, both people feel the same way. So I feel like with that King of Swords there, that maybe in the future, that person's going to communicate and actually speak up and say what's going on. And that might be what you're waiting for, because we have the 3 of Wands coming up as your crowning energy. And the crowning energy represents how you get to your goal and ambitions, how you manifest those things that you want. And the 3 of Wands is about waiting for your ships to come in. But 3s I always see as action cards. Like, what are you going to do? What's the plan of action here? What kind of ideas are we putting together? And what steps are we willing to take? Because the 2s are usually about decisions. Like I said, with the 2 of Pentacles, which sits above the 3, you had to juggle. You were making choices and decisions in the past about practical things even. And then the 2 of Cups, like 2 things coming together. But the 3s talk about, okay, so we made that decision. Now what? What action do we take? 3 of Wands can also be about when we manifest something and we wait for that thing to come back to us. How are we going to act? What are we going to do? Like, what is that guy going to do when that ship comes in with his cargo? What is he going to do with that cargo? Is he going to sell it? What is there going to be? So it's very much an energy of action. Like, what are we going to do when this comes in? I just feel like I have to say though that for some of you, if you're dealing with someone else, if you're waiting for someone else to come back to you with something, even if it's a new person, you're waiting to meet someone new, or, it's someone else that you're waiting for, wait for them. Like, I mean, I don't mean like sit around twiddling your thumbs, not doing anything. I mean, I feel like you've done that Two of Pentacles thing of juggling and making decisions. You may have put an offer out on the table, or the other person has, but I don't feel like you have to push or to demand anything, because I feel like with that King of Swords energy, there is this kind of thing about communication, that someone's going to speak their mind. I really feel like someone is going to speak their mind with that King of Swords card there. So all you'll have to decide is what you're going to do when that truth is spoken. And the advice from the Oracle card seems to kind of back that up, because we have from the Romance Angels, let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. I feel like for a lot of you, you need to see that sun. Like, that's what it's there for. It's there to give you hope, to tell you that things are going to be okay, but you don't have to control anything here. Let's let it happen. You've done the juggling. You've done the kind of like juggling knives or everything else that you've been doing. Now it's just waiting for things to unfold. But I know that's a frustrating energy, like telling people to wait or hang on, or, you don't have to do anything. Because even when we're not doing anything, and by that I mean like we're not forcing the issue, we're not kind of hounding someone for an answer, we're not doing anything like that, it doesn't mean we just sit around doing nothing. And I feel like the advice from the Whispers of Love Oracle deck it's the advice on what you should do while you're waiting. And it's number 31, and it says, love makes the difference. Love can help heal past hurts and provides a sense of security, self-worth, and importance. So as you know, I'm not one of those like positive thinkers. I think every emotion serves us, but there's not really anything bad here. There's not really anything bad here. And I feel like the sun is there to remind you that there's great potential here now, and focus in on that Two of Cups energy, whether that's someone you had in the past. I mean, sometimes we can have karmic relationships with people. We can have soulmate relationships with people, and then we separate, and then we can want that person back. And even when the cards show that, that energy comes back into our life, it may not be the same person. That energy can re-enter our life through someone else. That person that we knew from the past, they may have been there to prepare us for the next person that comes in. We have more than one soulmate in our life. So for some of you, it's going to be that. But if you've experienced it once, if you felt that once, or if you feel the urge now to connect with someone in that way, even if you never have before, that is a beautiful thing. And that is worth kind of holding on to. That love, that the potential for the love that you could feel, and the love that you have felt in the past. I talk very much about how we feel and how our feelings manifest the future, which that Three of Wands can be a card of manifestation. So if you haven't already done so, please watch the guidance videos for the Aries season, because they have a lot of this information about if you're trying to manifest something. But overall, it's looking good, Sagittarius. I feel like there's something going on here, and we're going to find out when that King of Swords shows up. So hopefully that will be in the second half of April, but we'll have to wait and see.